Hey there, noodlers and wholesale real estate investors and wannabe investors and wannabe noodlers and all you guys interested in real estate in some way, shape, or form. This is the Wholesale Real Estate Investing Program, number 239 by SAHA. I'm Paul Romero. My partner is John Leister. We're hanging out from Phoenix, Arizona here today on this beautiful Freedom Friday. March 25th, 2016. And I want to invite you all to type in and let us know where you're hanging out from. We love to see where you guys are hanging out from, and type in any questions that you have as well too. We always like to answer questions as they pop up. I just want to say good day to everybody. It's a great Freedom Friday. I don't know why I'm a little chilly this morning, but it's a good thing. Brisk, cool air. And John, how's it going this morning? Other than that.
It's going very well this morning. In fact, it's going so good, in fact, that I can't even talk to tell you how good it's going. No, I've got a little bit of a laryngitis thing going on. Otherwise, I'm feeling great today, as I do every day. It is a Freedom Friday. But I'm a little disappointed in one thing here this morning. I don't know, Paul, do you know what that might be?
Disappointed in one thing this morning. Oh my gosh, what could that be? Your assistant?
Well, that's every morning. But my standards. He's not wearing a Hawaiian shirt. That's what I'm getting. He's not wearing.
Oh yeah, I know. I thought about it, but yeah. I was going to go throw one on over this, and yeah, I'm sorry, guys. It is Hawaiian Shirt Friday as far as I'm concerned under normal circumstances, but I do have a number of things to do today, and so I opted not to don the Hawaiian shirt today. I'll be wearing one tomorrow, though. How's that? I'll make up for it on painting the new office day. How's that sound? So anyway, guys, welcome to the show. Today wow, your cough's been passed over me. Well, great show here, huh? Everybody, a couple guys hacking all up their show. Anyway, the title of today's show is "What You Do Today is the Most Important Thing, or What Matters the Most." And what do we mean by that? What we mean by that is that, you know what? Who you are, what you've done, the past, doesn't matter. The future, what you're going to do, who you want to be, it doesn't matter. What you do today, right now, is the only thing that matters. Living in the present. You can't change the past. It's already done, over and done with. Nothing you can do about it, except for have remorse and guilt and all those, or whatever other, bad feelings that you might carry from the past that prevents you from moving forward into your future. But other than that, there's nothing you can do about it. You can, however, change your present. And in all of those ways that you think about things that have happened to you in the past, or everything that has come from your past, you're in the moment right now. You're in the present right now. You can do something about the way you think about it, about the way you feel about it. Future, it ain't here yet. It's coming, but guess what? As soon as it gets here, what is it? It's now. It's the present. So live in the moment. You can't project what's going to be. You can set an intention, which is a great thing to do. You can set an intention for what you plan for it to be, and you can work towards that intention, but the only time and space that you can work towards that is right now, in the present. So the only thing that matters is what you do today is the very most important thing. What do you think about that, John?
I think that's very important. It's always a new moment. You can't worry too much about what's happened in the past, though really what's happened in the past is all the programming that kind of dictates our thoughts, feelings, and actions moving into the future. But you can't worry about the future either, because it's not here yet. And it's unpredictable to a certain point. So all you have to live in is this moment now. And you could change your programming of the past so that you can change the direction of your future. But all you have is now. So now is the time to take action, I guess, is my thought on what you just said.
Yeah, take some action already, would you? Come on, get off your duff and do something. Like maybe send us an email to propertynoodlers@gmail.com and say, hey, what the heck are you guys all about? I want to hear more. That's some action. That's a place to start, right? That's right now. If you have any intention of being a wholesale real estate investor or a real estate investor of any kind, that's a great place to start. That's taking some action. So why do we bring this up? What does all this have to do with wholesale real estate, right? Well, it has to do with just that right there. We have our Property Noodler system. Our Property Noodle program is a program designed for people who want to get started in wholesale real estate investing. I say wholesale real estate investing a lot because that generally is where most people will start, because most people that want to do this don't have money. If they had money, they'd probably just go out and buy a rental property or do something along those lines. So we're generally dealing with the people who don't have the money to just go out there and do it. Although there are some people who have the money and just are like, I just don't know what to do. So of course, we welcome you guys too. There's no discrimination here. You can have money. If you have money, you're just as welcome as the guy that doesn't have money. But the whole idea is that the program is designed to help, to allow people to join an existing system and an existing team to where you don't have to know anything, to where you can start out in the very simplest, easiest core of what it takes to start doing deals in wholesale real estate and start earning some money and learning all the other stuff as you go. And so what does what you do right now have to do with all of this? Well, like I said, if you are interested in, your future being a wholesale real estate investor or a real estate investor of any kind, you got to start somewhere. And today is the day that you got to start, and right now is when you got to start. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that's the opportunity that we have building right here in Phoenix, Arizona. If you're here in Phoenix, Arizona, shoot us an email to propertynoodlers@gmail.com. If you're not here in Phoenix, Arizona, shoot us an email at propertynoodlers@gmail.com, because our intention, what we intend for our future, what we have set in motion is that we are creating a system here that we can pick up and transplant into your town. So if you want to be on the forefront of that, go ahead and send us an email right now, and we can discuss with you how maybe you can help us start building in your city before we even get there.
Absolutely.
I don't know why John has such a raspy throat this morning, but every time he goes to send words out of his mouth, it irritates and is causing him to cough. So give that another shot, John.
Oh man, it's extremely distracting too. It's hard to focus on what I'm talking about when it's such a struggle to talk. But you know what? I guess I could throw in a little bit, a little discussion about perseverance here. That you know what, you play through the pain, you go out there and you take action regardless of how you feel. But that's not the topic that Paul was on. What was the title for today's show again, Paul? Can you repeat that?
What you do today is what matters most.
I just had to nod my head and reflect on that saying a little bit. That's a great, what you do today matters most. Okay. Go ahead, Paul. I'm sorry. The whole throat thing has thrown off my train of thought. I apologize to everybody out there.
Oh, well. So yeah, let's see here. So yeah, what you do today is what matters most. And I guess I could probably direct the next part here towards sort of what our team, once people are in motion, so to speak, and whether you join our team or another team, or you just get out there and get started on your own, whatever it is, it really does come down to what you do today is to what you are going to experience in your success tomorrow. So what you do today as far as, okay, am I doing something that's important, busy work, or am I doing something that's productive that might actually create a deal, that might actually create a profit? So there's two things right there, and you can compare as to what you do today. Important things, busy work, or productive things, productive work that actually is in work being done in the area where the rubber meets the road, where the profit is produced. That's a key element right there to being successful. You want to give it a try?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready to give it a try now. You know what? And the question is, how does all this stuff relate to wholesale real estate? What you do today is very important because you have to continually, if you're going to be successful in wholesale real estate, you got to have deals closing on a weekly, regular basis. And it's about volume. It's an earned income too. You're not getting into wholesale real estate for a passive income. It's an earned income. It's another job. So for me, it happens to be a job that I like, that has a lot of upside potential, that's going to pay me a lot more than an hourly job, because we get paid as wholesalers based on production, based on results from our actions, not based on an hourly wage of being paid simply because I showed up. And why the title of today's hangout is so important and relevant to wholesale real estate is because you have to be talking to sellers every single day of the week in order to build your pipeline so that you have deals regularly closing. I was watching a guy online, kind of a person I'm going to hire as a personal mentor here, a guy talking online that every day he does his follow-up phone calls with his, people that have been in his system for maybe 3, 6 months, 9 months, a year. He's following up with people every day. But every day, he's also talking to 5 new prospects daily during the week. 5 new prospects, in addition to maybe talking to 5 or 6 follow-up leads. And then on top of that, making 2 to 5 offers every day to the leads that you're following up with. So you're talking to 5 new prospects every day, sellers. You're talking to 5 new, you're talking to 5 follow-ups a day where you're making at least 2 or more offers to those 5 people you're following up with. And I bring this up because it's so relevant to the title of Paul's title for today's hangout is that, what you do now today is very important, because if you don't talk to 5 sellers today and follow up with 5 sellers and you put that off for a whole week, you're going to have a giant gap in your paycheck. So to me, that's where this title relates it back to the wholesale real estate thing, and where I could put this into a real life example for everybody is you've got to take action every day towards setting up deals so that you can create a pipeline, so you have a steady stream of income coming in from your efforts in wholesaling, and you cannot let up. It is a job, so you're committed to it. Granted, you don't have to put in as many hours, and it's not as hard work as a regular 40-hour-a-week job, but it is work, and you've got to take those actions every day.
And you can tell that this is an important subject because it's so difficult. I mean, even just for us to really apply what it is that we're trying to project here to you guys, even just describing this to you is not easy. So it can't be easy in real life to actually apply either. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but it's not easy for us to get this point across to you on this subject here, which therefore translate to the fact that it's not easy for you to, for most people anyway, to actually apply this concept. But what it really kind of comes down to is, do you have a plan for your day? Okay. Or are you just getting up and going, oh, well, let's see, what am I going to do? Maybe I'll have a cup of coffee, and then maybe I'll check some emails here. What's going on there? Yeah. Okay. All right. And then what am I going to do here? And then maybe I'll look at some of this and some of that and whatever else. And, should I call some people up, or should I not call some people up? I don't know. Where's my list? What did I do with that? I don't know. I had something around here somewhere. I thought I had some people on there I was going to maybe try to call. Oh, you know what? There's that YouTube video that Joe told me about the other day about those crazy guys that jumped off the bridge. I'm going to go watch that. I mean, are you just kind of fumbling through your day and doing whatever kind of thing and thinking about doing some stuff every now and then? Or do you actually have a plan? Are you actually have like some times blocked out that this is what I'm going to do this thing from 8 to 9 every day, and then from 9 to noon I'm going to do this, and I'm going to have some lunch, and then from noon for 1 o'clock, whatever, 12:31, 2 o'clock, I don't know if you want a 2 martini lunch, and at 2 o'clock, whatever, in the afternoon. But then I'm going to make calls to some sellers, and then I've got 5 follow-up calls that I'm going to do this afternoon as well too. I mean, do you have a plan? Because if you don't have a plan, what you end up doing today, what you end up doing right now, what's it going to be? Is it going to be anything productive at all? So that's kind of where this is all kind of boiling down to, was taking it to the whole idea of what you do today is the most important thing, because you only have today. There is no past. The past is already done. There is no future. The future is still coming. And guess what the future turns into when it gets here? It turns into now. It turns into today, right? So, when tomorrow gets here, guess what it is? It's today. So the only thing that matters is today, and having a plan for today is of key importance for you to be able to create some momentum, and to create some, through a routine, so to speak, build some momentum, and get the ball rolling, get that wheel turning, so to speak, so that you can just continually grind it out until, it starts picking up speed and picking up more momentum, and then things are just happening for you. But, it's a drudge, it's a grind in the beginning. You have to sit there and do it routinely, day in and day out. And especially when you're starting out in this kind of a business, maybe you don't see a whole lot of activity. Maybe you don't see a lot of action. Maybe you don't see a whole lot of money. But you just got to keep going and just be persistent and continually trudge away at this thing day after day after day with your routine and your daily plan, and it'll start happening for you.
That's so important. What Paul just pointed out there is a routine and a daily plan. You got to have, if you're going to be successful in, well, quite honestly, anything, but let's talk specifically about wholesale real estate. You've got to have a daily routine, a daily system for success. Like, okay, and this is just an example. It could be every day between 10 in the morning and noon, I'm going to call and reach out and talk to the 5 new prospects. Then I'm going to spend between noon and 2 following up with people I've talked to in the past and making offers.
He'll take it.
You've got to have some sort of daily routine structure to your day if you're going to be successful in this business. And you have to have a way to, Paul would agree, to organize and track the people, the leads that you're talking to. You need to have systems for everything in business. This might be a little off topic, but it actually gets me thinking. I'm talking here about, you have to make connections with 5 new people every day so you can create a pipeline, and then you have to reconnect with 5 of your previous people in order to get a deal, because most deals come, about 60% of the deals come after 3 or 4 conversations with a person. It doesn't always happen the first time you talk to someone about them selling you their house. Do they sell you their house? Sorry. But this was very interesting to me, and I just want to throw this in there. I was reading something on Facebook this morning. 3 of the fastest types of businesses that are growing right now are in America are Airbnb, Lyft and Uber, and Amazon.com, actually, Amazon.com. So you might be saying to yourself, what in the world does this have to do with wholesale real estate? And why am I bringing up these type of other businesses in this conversation? The reason being, it's those businesses they say are so popular because it connects people directly to people. Airbnb, what that is, it's a service where you can rent out a room in your house or your house, and it's an app, and it connects the owner of the house that needs renting for a short vacation rental or an overnight directly with the person looking for the rent. Peer to peer, it connects them. Lyft, Uber, same thing. Connect with the driver. And every time I take Lyft or Uber and I have a conversation with the driver, what they tell me they like so much about their job being Lyft or Uber is that it's connecting them with new people, and they get to meet new people every single day. Now, Amazon, they threw into this category of peer-to-peer, and I was I would have questioned it, but I realized why. So many people are making money on Amazon doing arbitrage. Actually, I think it's something like 60% of Amazon sellers are individual people who are buying and then putting the products onto Amazon, and then a person comes on and buys a product. It's another form of a peer-to-peer business, except I think a lot of people don't realize that that's what's going on with Amazon, but that's actually what's going on with Amazon. That's what this article is about, how these 3 businesses all have this peer-to-peer element, how it has these peer-to-peer element ingrained into these businesses, and how businesses like that, peer-to-peer lending, OfferUp, Craigslist, I have a product, I'm connecting directly with you to sell it to you, how this is really growing. So what does this have to do with what we're talking about today? I just thought it's a good example to show you why you need to talk to 5 new prospects today. Because the people who are doing the most businesses, the businesses that are becoming the most successful, are the ones that are connecting people with people. So even though with all this social media and emails and all this and text messaging and all this what is perceived to be a depersonalization with the technology, actually the exact opposite thing is happening. Peer-to-peer, people connecting with people directly to do business belly to belly. And you know what? A text message is belly to belly now. It's just as personal as a phone conversation. Point being is you've got to be connecting with new prospects every day in addition to following up with the old ones, because it's your relationships are the most important thing. So what's the most important thing you can do today? Go out and form new relationships.
Make a connection. And that's the what is the most important thing you can do today? I don't know. Maybe try to retrain your brain to the whole idea of no longer having to be independent in this world, no longer having to do everything on your own, no longer having to, have that mentality of if I want it done right, I have to do it myself, and start changing your thought processes and your attitude towards what John was just talking about, peer-to-peer. I need to have a team. I need to have other people helping me. I need to leverage technologies and people and skills and all of these things. And once you get to that point, and you can start rethinking, the way that you always thought. And this isn't necessarily for you younger guys, because you're probably already thinking this way, but for your older folks, about somewhere in the mid-30s maybe and on up, we're still dinosaurs of the old school way of thinking, and that's what it was, all about your independence and having to do everything on your own and all of that. But it's no longer that. It's a more social world now, and connecting with others and collaborating with others, working together in a spirit of co-opetition with others is the wave of the future, and it is the way to your success. And so the whole idea of, going out and getting wholesale real estate education and doing it all on your own, you can start at it, but as you get going in it and you start realizing how much there is involved in it, the more you're going to start realizing that you're going to be able to do a whole lot better if you have other people, around you and other people working with you. They talk a lot about a power team when you go into wholesale real estate, being your attorney, your real estate agent, and all of that. But it's a lot more than just that. There's a lot more people that you need to have in your power team if you're going to be successful at this game in this world today, and successful at pretty much at any game in this world today. So did you see that email that I just sent over to you, John?
Oh, no, I did not.
Oh. It said, okay, I'll take it.
Peer-to-peer, connection to connection. You know what, Paul? Why don't you, I think that would go very well with today's hangout. Go ahead, finish your thought there, but I think you should kind of explain this deal because this is what a lot of people are interested in. Not right away, but wrap up your thought there. And I think
that pretty much that was the wrap up of my thought right there. And what John's talking about here is we have a deal that is it's a little bit of a difficult situation with the seller. There's a tenant in place. There's a number of things going on that are just a lot of moving pieces and difficulties to work with in getting this deal done. We're at a position right now where we have it contracted and we pretty much have everything in place to make the deal happen, but the numbers are really tight. We weren't thinking that we were going to be able to get a decent price out of this property, et cetera, and so on. And so I had sent out an email blast the other day to our buyers list and got a couple of people interested in it. One person who was very interested right out of the gate, except for the fact that there's a tenant in place, because I originally said that the tenant, wants to stay 3 months or approximately 3 months until they get their new place and they can move. And he was like, gosh, the cost of my hard money is more than I can even, squeeze out of that tenant for rent for 3 months. I don't want to have to hold the property for that long and basically lose money before I can even do anything. So, we thought about this a little bit and we looked at some numbers and we talked about it last night and decided to make him, send him a new offer this morning, reducing the price by what the holding cost or what the hard money cost would be for him over that 3-month period. And therefore, setting it up to where, hey, even if you did end up having to hold it, you would still get this property at a good price. And if you do go ahead and exercise your right to terminate their tenancy within 30 days, then this would add a little extra kicker into your spread at the end of the day. And so, I crafted a superbly, finely person-to-person email this morning, one that makes a person feel very good about things. And sure enough, he sent the text or he sent an email back that said, let me take another look and crunch the numbers. And not 10 minutes later, I get another email that says, okay, I'll take it. So that's what that deal's all about. And here again, it all comes down to that whole peer-to-peer thing. I mean, we have a deal here that we're thinking about trying to get X amount of dollars for it, and the guy was willing to pay what we put it out for. He actually asked for a little bit of a discount off of it, not much, but we were like, yeah, we would let it go for that. And then just with the situation that's going on, and we didn't really want to get involved with this property. We didn't want to get have to take it down and do all that stuff and deal with all this ourselves either. So look, just taking another look at the deal and putting ourselves, in the other guy's shoes, so to speak. Where's he at with this? What's his hang up, and why is he not ready to pull the trigger on this deal? And looking at it from his point of view and just making a few little adjustments, and boom, I'll take it.
That is so sweet. And it comes down to the fact that, wait, I got to pull it out because I'm going to preface what we're going to be talking about on Monday. this is the concepts. This is what Paul applied here. How to win friends and influence people. Putting himself in the other person's shoes, other person's point of view, and seeing what their reluctancy was to buy it. You know, when I'm working with my investor buyers, one thing I like to think about is, what if I was you? You know, there's a saying in the car industry which goes, there's an ass for every seat. Yes, but I don't want to put an ass in a seat under false pretense or muscle anyone into that car or give someone a bad deal. So sometimes, you know, what Paul did here is we're looking at the deal. We know, because we are into this deal now, we've been under contract for a month. We know the ins and outs. We know the rough spots, and we know what this potential buyer is going to be dealing with. We also know that on the surface, the original asking price or his original offer, the number makes sense. But when you weigh out the situation with this deal, there were some difficulties that, you know what, the numbers are there, but A, B, and C, I can't do this deal. Paul, taking the concepts of what we talked about here on Monday, how to win friends and influence people, had the ability to get creative in his thinking, sit down and put himself in the buyer's shoes and think from that perspective. What is it I want? What kind of concession would I want in order to make this deal happen? The idea came to him. He presented it. We gave the guy a little bit bigger of a discount, which means we make a little bit less money. But at the end of the day, he feels good and we feel good, and the property gets sold and we still make some money. And actually, about $4,000 more than our bottom line, to be quite honest with you. So, a very good day.
We actually talked about making the new offer $4,000 less, or maybe even just $2,000 less than where I made it at. And as I was thinking about the whole situation and where he was and working with all that, I came to the conclusion that I could put out this number and that it would be very attractive to it in the way that I presented it, and apparently it was. So with that, everybody, I just want to say that you know, I'm glad you were here today. I hope you got some really good information out of this show. Remember, what you do today is what matters most. Today for me was all about getting up at 2:30 in the morning and crafting a finely crafted email. I can go back to bed now. My day's done. I made my money. Or even like we were talking about on the last show, you know what? Maybe now I can go do something that I like to do. But anyway, with that, oh universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I might desire. Everybody go out and have a great Freedom Friday. Enjoy your celebration, and we'll see you back here on New Op Day, where, as John said, right back into the ins and outs of what it really takes in how to win friends and influence people. Bye all.